guys, I am finally back for episode number 6 of the Crocheting Stitch podcast. If you notice, my voice is a little scratchy. I've been sick, which is one of the reasons I haven't been on to record a video. My glasses are dirty. But I'm here and have a bunch of stuff to show you. So I'm sitting on the floor today because it's really overcast outside, so I'm in front of the window. Hopefully the lighting will be pretty good. And because I'm sitting on the floor, you might see various or all of my little fur family. So just be prepared for that. But yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff to show you. Like, I'm literally surrounded by stuff. Well, not on this side, as you can see. But I have a bunch of stuff to show you. Finished objects, lots of works in progress, lots of finished things. I have a couple of finished things that I don't know if I showed you last time. So if I show them to you and you've seen them already, sorry about that. I just can't remember if I've showed them to you or not. So I even have some acquisitions. So let's go into things that I've finished. I'll just grab, I have a bucket right here of some of the stuff that I've finished. So I don't know if I decided last time or not, but I am doing the Christmas shop crafts fair in my area this year again. So I decided to make some more kind of little stuff to go with that. And I saw a pattern. Wasn't really a pattern, but it was just a project that somebody had posted on, I'm sorry, Stitch Butt. A project that somebody had posted on Facebook on the Addi Loomers and Knits Facebook page about cup cozies. And so I made a bunch of those in just some scrap yarns. So let's see. This is kind of just what they look like. The lady who was making them on there had hers with buttons, and I'm gonna scooch and be closer. So mine don't have buttons. That was just more to mess with, I thought. So and I got this cup holder template that I've put them on, and this is actually a double strand worked on the Addi, the small Addi, and I just like how some of the strands, you know, when you hold them double on the Addi, it comes up just different. It doesn't stripe it or anything. There's just like pools of color, which I think is really cool. So I've made a bunch of these, and these are just out of the scraps. And I did add a decorative button onto some of them. The button doesn't do anything. It's just decorative. So to make these, I wrote down the length. I think it's somewhere between 35 and 40 rounds on the small Addi machine is what does these. It's kind of, you just kind of eyeball it, but between 35 and 40, we'll get this amount. And some of them are a little bit larger than others. So this is just a bunch of little scraps that I had. I just think that they turned out really cool. I may make some more before the crafts fair. I've actually got them in their bag, and I have them in a bag because I don't want the cat to meddle with them. But I just made a bunch. There's just a whole bunch, and they're just all scraps. Some of them I put buttons on, some of them I didn't. Oh, that's upside down. I even made like a UT type one. This one has a flower. Upside down again. I'm not all there, you know, with the stickly thing. It just makes me a little loopy. I really like this one. This is just some scrap variegated yarn that I have. So yeah. So I've got a bunch of those. I may make some more, like I said. I just haven't decided yet. I don't know how well they're going to sell, so I don't want to make like a million of them and then they don't sell. So got those. And those are all on the Addi Professional, the little one. You can see everybody in the background. This is Lola saying hello. My children. I made my very first knit hat. And I think I did fairly well. Let me tell you, but I don't remember what needles. I just followed I went on Ravelry and I followed a basic knit hat tutorial or knit hat pattern. My hat is way too big. It's like, it's super big. I haven't done the ends in yet, but it's super big. But mostly I was doing it to practice. Guys, get down, please. Mostly I was doing it to practice knitting in the round because I'd never done that before. Hold on just a second. I'll talk about the animals in just a little while. But to practice knitting in the round and to do ribbing, I'd never done ribbing or knitting in the round. My decreases are not awesome, but I mean, they're not too bad either, I don't think. I kind of got a little off, but it was good practice. This is just like a Karen 1 pound. And I think that the needles I used, it was the size that they told me to, but I think I just needed to use a smaller needle. This Karen 1 pound is probably thicker than the worsted weight that they were using, so. But yeah, it's my very first knitted in the round thing. I really like how the ribbing turned out. Felt like I had something on my shoulder. This is something that I have shown you before, but this is an additional one. I've worked this black and pink pattern before, but I'm making a second one for a friend at work. She needs both of them for her cousin's children, so I've made another one. And this is just crochet double. The black is a double crochet, and the black is a half double, and the pink, it's like a soft mauvey pink, is I think a double crochet. I got little tassels on it. And then I made hats to go with it. Now this hat is the original one that I made. And I think the scarf is hanging on this thing in the background. But this is what I was modeling it after. So I made, first this hat, I made this one. And I think this is too big for the child that it's going to. She's got a lot of hair. So I'm going to take this one and the smaller one that I've made. This is the smaller one. I need to do the ends in and I need to wash them. But I'm going to take them both and let her pick which one she thinks will fit the little girl better. Because she's a lot of hair. But these are both the Better Late Than Never beanies. Just followed straight like the pattern. And what I had to do with this one, this pink is actually a Karen Simply Soft, and the black is just a standard like Red Heart black. But the pink and then Karen Simply Soft, all of the Karen Simply Softs are quite a bit thinner. This is 2 strands. Let me see if I can separate them. It's quite a bit thinner than the Red Heart. It's hard to tell on here, but it is quite a bit thinner. And when you do just one strand with a Red Heart or a standard thickness acrylic like that, sorry, hold on just a second. Had to push a button on my tablet there. When you use it just single strand, it's very gappy because it's not as thick as the regular Red Heart. So I held it double, which is why this one turned out so big. I just went down and need a couple hook sizes for this one to do that. So I'm going to take those once I've got the rest of the stuff finished that she asked me to make. I'm going to take them all and she can just pick one of the hats. And I have been working quite a bit on my Addi machine in the last little bit. Let me put this back in the bucket so everybody doesn't walk all over my stuff. So I did bust out my Addi and I've been working with it. And I've just made a few. This is just, it's blown out quite a bit because it's white. It's actually more of a soft white or buttercreamy type color. It's like a yellowy white. This is Karen Simply Soft. And this is just an Addi machine double knit hat. It's 2 layers. It's reversible, but it's just all white. So. And I have more of this color, and I'm going to make a scarf to go with this. I just haven't done that yet. And then I made this. This is just, I love the way this turned out. So this is this is an oops project. And this is, it's random colors on the inside too. So this is an oops project. This was, excuse me, this was actually going to be a scarf, but I dropped some stitches towards the end of it, and I was like, I just couldn't fix it. So what I did was I took it off the needles and pulled it back until I had the right length for a hat. So I just had to unravel like one color to make it the right length for a hat. So I made it a hat, and I just made another one. I just started another one to make for a scarf to match it. And what this is this is just scraps of like baby yarn, and you can't see it in this light, or it just may be the camera, but there are some, like this purple has glitter in it, and so does this green down at the bottom. So it's very cute, and it's really soft because it's baby yarn, and it hasn't even been washed yet, so I'm anticipating it getting quite a bit softer. Sorry, my leg's falling asleep. And then I just made oh, that's the wrong side. I just made another Addi hat. This is just a scrap. This is like 10 rows, or that's got to be more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is. It's 10 rows of black and then some scrappy color. And what I did was to not use all my scraps. I just made the whole inside black. So if somebody doesn't like the stripes, they can always just turn it inside out, and it will be just plain black. So yeah, and this is just some scraps that I had sitting around. I'm trying to use up some of my scraps, and just so that I don't have so much yarn sitting around everywhere. Because I do. I have a lot of yarn everywhere. The next thing, I made another. These are all Addi hats until I tell you otherwise. They're all Addi. I don't think I showed you this one last time. I'm not positive. This is another one that I made. And this is just using some white or cream, Karen, not Simply Soft, just Karen 1 pound, or Red Heart, Super Saver, and then a variegated. And this variegated is one of the colors I used in that baby blanket that I had last time. And I really think it's cool the way it's striped, the way it did those diagonal stripes. It just worked it up really cool. And for some reason, I find this kind of cream and crazy color very appealing. And I did make a scarf on the small Addi to match it. And this is one of the skinnier scarves. So that's actually the back. You can see the jog and the colors when it's in the back. But let me see if I can. And it's pretty long. I basically used up, I did it till the variegated I had was used up. So it's the same, the same variegated, it just didn't stripe because the tube is smaller. And then this is my first time doing this, and I really like it the way it turned out. Because not everybody likes tassels or fringe or whatnot. I actually was able to sew just straight the edge here. So there's no tassels, it's just a clean edge. And I really like that. And all I did with that was very simple, nothing complicated. I took it off the machine like usual. I didn't use any scrap yarn or anything like that. Super simple. That's how I go for things. So what I did was I just took it off the machine and I pulled it. If you're familiar with working with the Addi, it's like it cinches it into like this if you pull it super tight. So I just kind of pulled it until my row was even across, and then I just took my tail, and just sewed it. Just like, I guess, whip stitched is how I did it. So yeah, so it turned out really well, and I really like that for the times when I don't want to make tassels or fringe, or when I don't want to make the ends of the scarf be gathered like the hats are. So, sorry, I have to throw the ball for the baby. So, let's see. I just made a couple more. I made a little hat out of some yarn that I have. This is not scrap. I always want to say it is, but it's not. This is just some yarn I hate. I don't hate it. I just hate working with it. I'm not sure. This is some yarn that I got in a bag full of that I bought from somebody. So I'm not sure what kind of yarn it is, but I don't know if you can tell or if you can see. If I get too close, then the shadows get on it. But you may be able to tell. It's got a halo. It's very pretty, but it's very halo-y, and it gets tangled very easily. So I don't like to, let's take a breath. I got this when I was only crocheting, so it's hard to crochet with, basically is what I'm saying. And the reason there is no scarf to match this hat is because it is also hard to use in the machine, because the just the nature of it, it gets tangled very easily and you drop stitches. I was able to get this hat done, but I just didn't want to fight with it to make a whole scarf, so that's why there's no scarf for that. And this one I may have shown, I'm pretty sure I showed you last week, so, well, not last week because it's been a while, but last time, this scarf that I made in this teal color, well, it's kind of like a mint green, with the kind of lacy crochet and then the Addi hat that matched. I know I showed you this last time, so we'll just go right over it. So something that I got the idea for that I really like, I made Hogwarts hats. Yeah, so let me just show you. I didn't just make hats. I made hats and scarves for each one. So let me grab, there should be one more. Where's my other one? Missed one. Oh, here it is. If you can hear that weird licking sound, the dog is licking her ball by my leg. That's just gross. She won't let me have it to throw it either. So, on the Addi, I made Hogwarts houses hats. They're so cute. Of course, I always show you the wrong side of them, but and I also made scarves to match. And I made these on the big Addi, these scarves. And I really like the way they turned out. And this one, I used that same technique where I just straight sewed it across the bottom, and then I added fringe. So it looks more like a regular scarf than in a gathered end Addi scarf. So yeah, so I'm very proud of these. They turned out awesome. And every hat has a scarf that matches. And I'm not sure, but if I have time, I will probably make some more of these for the craft show. So, because I think that there was a lot of kids at the craft show last time, and I think they'll like these. So, excuse me. Sorry about all the coughing. I tried my best, but again, the back. But, so yeah. And these are all either Red Heart or Karen. And there's no real trick to the... I don't know why. Every time I show y'all the backs of it, or the jog and the color is. But, so, let me see. I have it written down, I think. Or maybe not. I believe this is like 20 rows here. I could count them, but... Okay, no. 10 rows. And then this, I believe, is 5 rows. So 5 and 10 and 5. And then this big section is like 40, I think. So, and then I just did the fringe at the end. So it's not really, there's no pattern for this. What I did was I just looked up pictures online of like Google Hogwarts school scarves or colors, and then they'll come up. You can see the different ones, and these are super long. So they're probably twice my wingspan, I would say. Maybe not quite. So maybe like 1.5 of my wingspan. But yeah, so I'm really proud of these. I think they turned out really well, even though I can't seem to show you anything but the wrong side of my work. But anyway, I really like these. I like the width on the big Addi for the scarves, because it makes it like, I clash really bad with my red shirt, but it makes it very like snuggly and warm. So yeah, I'm very proud of these. I like these. And like I said, there's no pattern. If you have questions about any of the stuff that I've made, just comment below the video and I will get back to you and answer them. There's no secret. I'm not going to keep something from you if you'd like to make it. I don't, it irritates me when people do that, but it's just a pet peeve of mine. If you don't want somebody to know or try to replicate something, then just keep it to yourself and don't post it. But anyway, so yeah. So, yay. Okay, I've held that up long enough. I feel like, oh, well, there was one more. This is, I think this is Hufflepuff. I have it written down. But yeah. So, and I was going to make, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you know that these are actually like, there's two different scarf patterns that they wear in the movies. There's like the year 1 and 2 scarves and year 2 and 3 scarves, I think, or 3 and 4 scarves, I believe. And these are like the old, I think these are the 3 and 4 year scarves, maybe. Okay, so let's try not to be so confusing. One set of the scarves that they wear in the movies are thick bands equal all the way down of the 2 colors for the houses, and one of the scarves that they wear in the movies are like these, where the one color is thinner. So I may make some of the other pattern as well, where the colors are even all the way around. So I just haven't had a chance to dig through my stash and see if I can find more of these colors. So, that's not all my finished objects, which is crazy, I know. But I believe the rest of I think I've only got a couple more finished objects, and they're buried underneath other stuff. So as I unbury them, I will get to them and show them to you. So I have brought out almost all of my works in progress that I could find. If I haven't worked on it, I will only kind of go over it just barely and tell you about it. So this is something that's been languishing. I need to get back at it. I think because it's just so many rows that I haven't, that's why I haven't picked it up. But this is a modified pattern that I did. I don't have the, oh look, I found a pair of earphones. I was wondering where those went. So this is a modified pattern. This is the lace work at the bottom is actually part of the pattern. The rest of it is not. I did not like it was supposed to be a crescent shape, and I did not like the patterning for that. So what I'm doing is just straight knitting back and forth, little knit and purls actually. So, and I'm using this Loops and Threads yarn, and it's a gray. The color is Dove Gray, and that's for the main body. So I showed this to y'all like several videos ago. So if you're interested in what this pattern is, you can either ask me in the comments below or just look back in a couple videos. But like I said, it's a modified. I only use the patterning on the bottom. I just really liked this lace section. And as I get more confident with knitting, I may try to just make a whole scarf or a whole shawl out of this lace section, because I would really just like to be able to repeat this over and over again for the length that I want, because that's really, I like that leaf patterning. These are on Hiya's. Nope. Chow Goose. I have Hiya's now, but and these are US size 8, 5 millimeter. And they're just the red lace ones. Like I said, I haven't worked on that. I need to finish that up. But I think just because it's so many rows back and forth that it's been daunting. So, and this is in I got this bag. It's a Nashville bag from a screen print artist last year at the little crafts fair thing. I think I showed it to you when I bought it. Now we're going to fight over this tennis ball that we have over here, apparently. The next thing I'm going to show you is, it's only gotten a little bit of love. This was my car knitting, like when I'm sitting at work early. I did show you guys this last time. I need to put some stitch markers in where I was last time versus this time. That's not, that noise, while it sounds awful, is really not them fighting. That is all Lola, who routinely makes that noise just because she's loud. So don't worry about them. They're playing, I promise. This is Stitch, and that's Lola over there, in case you didn't know. This is my big baby right here. He's my number one baby, the first child. So this is just a asymmetrical scarf or a shawl pattern that I work on when I'm early for work, and I'm sitting in the car. It's something that I can just put down and pick up whenever. These are US size 6, 4 millimeters, and these are some of those Knit Picks needles that I got when they had them at Michael's weirdly and randomly, and they clearanced them out. So, and that is down here in my, there's candy in this bag. I'm finding all kinds of stuff. And this is just the yarn. It's a variegated kind of baby. It's a baby yarn. And it is in one of my Poor Girl project bags. Southpaw Creations. It's got Frenchies on it. They could be Boston Terriers, but I'm saying they're Frenchies because I choose that they're Frenchies. Let me throw this ball. Oh, it went in the closet. Okay. So my acquisitions are falling out of the bag. So let me pull this over here. Oh, here's one of my, Lord, everything's falling everywhere, guys. Okay, here's another one of my finished objects. Guys, this is why I don't sit in the floor. Stitch will. It's a madhouse around here. So one of my manager at work is like desperately wants me to make a baby hat thing with the beard. So I made one because I kept giving him a hard time because I made an adult one and I hated it. Like I hated making it. But I made a little one, and that's why it's in a bag, because I don't want to get dog hair on it because it's going to go to a baby. But so this is just, I did not follow the exact pattern. So what I did was I just did a Better Late Than Never beanie in the baby size, the smallest baby size. And then I took the beard pattern from one of the hat and beard patterns you can find on Ravelry for free. And I made it. And then I attached it with some buttons on the inside. And this is not meant for wearing all the time. I'm not sure if the buttons will bother the baby. So this is basically just for them to laugh and take a picture. is basically, but I think it's cute. I hate making these bobble stitches. That's why I haven't made any more. Those bobble stitches hurt my hand. Whew, they're horrible. So it's in a plastic bag to keep dog and cat hair off of it, because I don't know if the child that it's going to might be allergic to whatnot. It's actually not even born yet, so there's no way to know yet if it's allergic to anything. I don't know if the parents are allergic to anything. So I have been working on this. This is my Pirates Cove shawl, and I don't think this was even cast on the last time that I talked to you guys. If I'm not mistaken, you've never seen this. So, okay, so this is the Pirates Cove shawl pattern. And it is an asymmetrical shawl. I don't have, my needles are not long enough now to put it all out. I'm showing you the wrong side. That just ought to be the name of my podcast. The wrong side. So here's the right side. And what it is basically an asymmetrical shawl. You start out with this color, this main color A. And then you stripe in colors. It looks weird on the camera, but colors A and B. Okay? And then you do this neat latticey lace work. It's not really lace, but it kind of looks like lace. You do this neat latticey eyelet type pattern with all 3 colors in the middle. And then you take color B and C, and I guess it would be a kind of like a fade. You'd fade them together. And then you go on to color C. Now, I had the right amount of yarn for the pattern. I looked at the pattern and I ordered the yarn. All of this yarn is Knit Picks Brava Sport. And Sport weight's what it called for, I believe. But you're actually supposed to stop when you run out of yarn on this last color. So this is purple. It's not, it's quite purple. It's like a royal, it's lighter. It's not this color. So, but it wasn't long enough, I don't feel, at this point from here to here. I don't feel that was long enough. So what I did was I had some more Knit Picks Brava Sport from my Helen Stewart pattern that I made. So what I've done is I've striped in this darker gray, and I'm going to work this darker gray. And I do have a green as well if I want to stripe that in and work the green, you know, to make it even longer. So I don't know if there was something I did that didn't make it as long as it should have been or what, but I'm going to make it longer. So, but yeah, the colors are kind of not, it's not doing it justice on this, how pretty it is, but I really, really like this. It's a good pattern. It's easy to follow. It's called the Pirate's Cove Shawl, and it is a paid-for pattern, I believe. But it's worth it. It's not super expensive. So, and it is worth the couple bucks it is. So I have been working on this guy still. This is the Komorebi Shawl by Jessica Andrews. I don't know how to say that. You've seen this several times. I have still been working on it. I wanted it to be a Christmas present for my mom, but I don't know. It's just like the shawl that never ends, guys. I like the pattern. I have made mistakes in it, but it's still really pretty. This was my first big attempt at reading a pattern, so of course there's mistakes. And it is way now too big for my needles that it's on for me to spread it out. But I am on the last section, I think, the last pattern repeat, which does twice. It's like a page and a half worth of patterning, but I have to do it twice. And you can see it's kind of making these humps. Hopefully I can get this finished. It just seems like, because I don't know how many stitches exactly are on my needles right now, but it's a lot. And what I basically do is I work a couple of rows and then I put it down. The pattern is 21 pages written out, so it's a lot. I really, really like it, and I think my mom will really like it, but it's a lot. And these are also on Chalgoo's, here it goes. Chalgoo, this is a US size 6 4mm needles, and it's white, so it's really blowing it out. But once it's done, if it ever gets done, I will show you, I'll lay it out and take a picture so you can see it really well. This I showed you several times ago. Showed you the last time on the video. This is the Tianna Shawl. It is not any larger than it was before. It's just a sock yarn. I have not even picked it up. I have way too many whips. I have also not picked up my Helen Stewart shawl that I'm making with that really pretty ocean colored yarn. I have not picked that up either. I've just been falling down on these whips. It's like they just have been languishing, as they say. And all of those have actually, so the big white shawl, the never ending shawl, my Helen Stewart one, and then that little sock yarn shawl have all been living in this Poor Girl Project bag, the Christmas one. And this is one of her larger bags. And they all fit in here, so, I mean, I can't zip it up, but it's okay. So, let's see. I brought my Addi over just to show you. This is going to be the scarf that matches that hat. Yeah, there's not much to really show you. I just brought it over to kind of show you what it looks like coming off the... There you go. I'm going to set that to the side. So, this is what's been... these two works in progress, which are exactly the same-ish, have actually been what has been eating up my time. This is my very, very first garment attempt. Let me make sure I don't drop any of my off the needles. This is, you can't even tell, it's going to be a cardigan eventually. This is the Palette cardigan. I'm not sure who it's by, but a lot of people have knit it. It's just type in Palette on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern. But in this color, oh, I dropped a stitch. Hold on, guys. Mayday, mayday. Okay, got it. I have some little needle minders that I've been putting on here. I just don't know why they're not on here now. But this is just the start. It's the neck and shoulder part. I haven't separated for the sleeves or anything yet, which I've never done. I'm a little nervous about. But this color is a Karen 1 pound in medium gray mix, which is a very nice, descriptive, wonderful name. And the reason that I'm doing this in just basic acrylic is because I've never made a garment before, and I don't want to use some kind of super expensive yarn on something that I don't know how it's going to turn out in the end, because I've never done it before. And these are on a US size 6, 4mm, which is what the pattern calls for. So here's this. This is the first one I cast on. Yes, I said first one. And I'm making this for somebody, and I realized this is the biggest size, which will probably fit me fine, but it's going to be too big for her. So this one's kind of a little bit on the back burner, because if it's going to be for me, I don't really care when it gets done. So I cast on, because I know the person likes gray, and I didn't want to pull that one out, I cast on one in a lighter gray. And this is the size that's a little smaller, the second size down. And I'm almost in the same place here with this one. And these are actually Hiya needles that I got. This is an acquisition that I got a couple weekends ago. And I'm not sure. They're the same. They're US size 6, 4mm. And they have this green cord. It's like a see-through green. I'm not sure what they're called. I may have I don't have the label over here with me. But I'm about in the same place as in the other one. So I've been working on that. And so far it's not been hard. Again, I haven't got to the arm separations for the sleeves, which I'm a little bit nervous about. And this is, again, a Karen 1 pound. And this is the soft gray mix. So it's just a lighter gray. Instead of the darker gray of the other one. And, so yeah, those are I'm working on. I don't know that I'm going to get through with these by Christmas, to be honest. This month is flying by, and, you know. This, I found it. This is the work in progress. It's actually pretty much done. It needs to be kind of blocked out and washed and stuff, and the inside it. But this is the scarf that goes with that hat I showed you earlier of the baby yarns, and it's not, there's no rhyme or reason. I just picked out colors that were all the same kind of width and stuff. So, and they're all just baby yarns and sparkly yarns, ones that are basically thinner. And right now you can see it kind of goes in and out and in and out. it won't do that once I wash it and kind of block it out to make it a little even. So, ooh, my nose is itchy. Last work in progress is this ginormous blanket of madness that I will probably never finish. It's huge. Oh, but you can actually see, I can see through the whole, you can see it better than when I'm sitting down here. So, this is just a scrappy project, using a US size 6, crochet hook. This is a tulip one, which I really like. And yeah, this is just for me eventually. So I think, I mean, I don't know. So yeah. You see all the dogs sniffing it? This is usually on my table and the cat sometimes lays on it. So I think that's why they're sniffing it like it's craziness. So yeah. So that's a work in progress that will be progressing all the time. Now this last few things that are finished, not finished, but they're finished. But I can't remember. I thought I showed you. Excuse me, guys. Oh, somebody texted me. I thought I showed you these last time, so I'll just run through these really quickly. Or the time before, I made some Addi, some small Addi scarves. Ninja Turtle. I'm pretty sure I showed you these last time. These are just character scarves. This is a Ninja Turtle guy. This is a puppy. Yeah, I know I showed you these. I'm almost positive. Puppy. I have 2 Santas. Santa 1 and Santa 2. This is my favorite Santa. He's got the little loopies. And then I did all the Ninja Turtle guys. And I know, yeah, I showed you this because I talked about how I messed up the order here of the colors. But I didn't, it wasn't a big deal because it's handmade. Gives it character. And so I think that is all of my works in progress and finished objects finally. It's not like that's not enough of stuff. I've got stuff everywhere. Lola May, calm down. Stay right here with Mama. Come sit with Mama. So I'm going to show you my acquisitions. So I went to Gatlinburg this last weekend. And, really? I'm not going to take your ball. It's okay. So I went to Gatlinburg this last weekend, and the weekend before that was Fiber in the Borough. Let me arrange the puppies. So, yeah, I got distracted. So, I'll start with this last weekend, which I went to Gatlinburg, and I went to this place called the Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and it's basically a big random shop of stuff. But I found this little bag, and I've been keeping my scraps of stuff in here, but it folds out to be really tall. I don't know if I can do it with the stuff in here. Guys, here it goes. But it folds out really tall. Again, they're just playing. Ignore the killer dog sounds. But so it folds out to be really tall, and I've been keeping my scraps in here when I'm making those scrappy projects. So this is actually a bread bag. I'm not real sure what I think. To be honest, I don't know what you do with the bread in this bag, but it's called a bread bag. But yeah, I just really like it. It's an awesome project bucket. So I got that, and then I went to a place called. Oh, I do have the Hiya thing. I'll show it to you. I went to a place called Smoky Mountain Spinneries. Yes, that's what it's called. Smoky Mountain Spinnery. And I got a pair of Hiya. This is stainless, it just says stainless steel circular needles with a lightweight flexible cable, smooth as silk, point perfection. It doesn't say if they're any kind of, they're not sharps is basically, and I don't know enough about highs to know all the different ones. But this is those needles that were on that second cardigan that I'm making. And then I found some yarn. So, yeah, this is wonderfully soft. Y'all can't feel it. Obviously, I wish you could. I got 2 of these. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But let me see if I can get the second one out from the bottom. I did kind of accidentally unravel this one a bit when I was pulling it out of the bin. It was kind of stuffed in a bin with all the other ones, and it came unraveled. But so I'm going to put that one back in there so it doesn't come any more unraveled. But so this is actually not, so it's not like some super, it's Cascade yarn, but I've never seen this before. We don't have a lot of yarn shops around here. So, but yeah, it's Cascade and it's called Eco Alpaca. And it's 100% undyed baby alpaca. And guys, stop being so loud. Come on, I'm going to take your ball away. I'm going to take it away if y'all don't calm down. So this is 100 grams, 220 yards, and it doesn't have it's just this color 1525, and it's a mix of this light and darker gray, which I really, really like. And it is super, super soft. And here is the kind of information for the Smoky Mountain Spinnery. If you can, hopefully it'll focus enough, you could pause it and get their number and everything. So I got that. I got 2 of those to play with. And then the week before that, I went to Fiber in the Borough. And I was a little disappointed, not with the yarn I got. I love the yarn I got. But I was disappointed because every year at Fiber in the Borough, I buy some fiber in the Borough, from a specific vendor. And I think I've bought 3 years, I bought fiber from them. They were not there this year. And I was just like, oh. And I've showed you the fiber before. It's the ones that come in the big, like, ball of fiber. And it's something moon. I really like the fiber. So, they have beautiful colors, but they weren't there, so I was a little disappointed. But there were some new vendors that I'd never seen there before. So I got 2 of this beautiful color. Let me just hold it. It's hard for me to hold 2 up for some reason, but I got 2 of this beautiful color, from this girl. And she was there, the dyer was there. So, this is called, oh my gosh, my eye's itchy. Hot Bohem Fibers. You know, I can't speak, especially not right now with my sickliness coming up. But, and this is called Entrapment, is the name of the color. This is her fingering weight. It's superwash merino, 438 yards. It says it's professional acidizer used, but may still bleed in warm or hot water. It's just beautiful. It's all these beautiful blues, and there's even some browns in there. If you can see right in there, there's little speckles of browns. And I have her card. This is her card. And then this is the back of her card. She's got her info on there for if you want to. That's her email or her website right there at the bottom. And I believe she may be on Etsy as well. But yeah, so awesome. And I'm really excited to make something out of that. I don't know what I'm going to make yet. I may just like look at it and ooh and ah at it for a little while. I may have shown these before. I went to Walmart. I found 2 more of these mandala. This is the gnome colorway. And I'm not sure. I'm going to make I was kind of feeling like dumpy that day, like down in the dumps. So I got these rainbow bright super colors, and I was gonna make me a like a shawl or something, like a happy shawl. If I'm ever feeling like, whoa, I put my happy shawl on. I ordered 2 of these ChowGoo needles. These are US size 6, 4mm. These are both 16-inch circulars. And what I did was I ordered these for the sleeves of that cardigan. This is the size and circumference it tells you to use for the sleeves. So I ordered 2 so that I could just put them on these and not have to put them on a waist yarn and then pick up the stitches twice. It's just to be a little bit easier for me. So I bought these off of Amazon. And then, okay, this is not my favorite acquisition, because the yarn is my favorite acquisition. But I was at Home Depot of all places, and I was in their paint department, and they had these cool, like, it was just on the counter. I've got my buttons in here, but what it is it's like a little craft tray, and this opens just like that, and it locks in. But then you turn it. So, you can turn it, and then it'll open this one and turn it. It's so cool, and it's got like 7 or 8 of these little holes in it. So you can put all kinds of stuff in there, and it was really, really cheap. It wasn't very expensive, like $4, I think, is what I paid for it. So this is awesome. I just wanted to share that with you. I didn't save the label, of course, but they're in the paint department at my Home Depot, and they were all pink. I don't know if they may have other colors, but they're just super awesome. And my buttons are too big for them, really, but that's okay. I just wanted to put something in there, so I was so excited about it. So yeah, loud mouths. So that's all of my works in progress, all of my finished objects, all of my acquisitions. So, I guess we'll talk about things, what's it been doing, what's been up. It has been crazy around here recently. Last time I podcast, or whatever, we'll call it a podcast, I talked about that we had just gotten Gus, who also is known as Cotton. So that was going on. My husband got another internship, so now he's got like 2.5 jobs, and he's going to school, so he's never home. It's been crazy. What else has been going on? I went to Fiber in the Borough. That was fun. Like I said, I was a little disappointed that vendor wasn't there, but they did have more vendors than they had last time, which was nice. I went to the Bell Buckle Crafts Fair. It's not really any. They don't really have yarn and stuff there in Fiber, but it was cool. I did buy some stuff. I bought a purse that's really neat. It's made out of like recycled bags, so I don't know why I didn't bring it and have it over here so I could show you guys. Usually I show you guys what I get from there. Maybe I'll show you next time. And then the weekend after that, I believe it was the weekend after that, we went to Gatlinburg for the day and just kind of hung out and shopped around and that kind of stuff, which was fun. And other than that, I've been working. I do work in retail. So right now is the crazy time when we're transitioning from like we went to Halloween, and now we're transitioning into Christmas crap. That's what I said, Christmas crap. So that's been going on. Yeah, I gotta clean the house today. I always end up making a video when I'm supposed to be cleaning the house because I'm just like, I don't want to clean. Me and Lola, we don't want to clean. So yeah. Sorry, Stitch is over here sleeping by my side. So yeah, what's been going on with, let's do a Mr. Gut. Oh look, there's Henry. Hey Henry. He just ran past. What's been going on with a puppy family update, puppy kitty family update. Gus has been crazy. Or Cotton as he likes to be called. he's just been crazy. He's a kitten. He's crazy. He knocks stuff off. He shreds toilet paper. If you've seen on Instagram, I posted a picture of him shredding toilet paper. That was the first roll. He's now gone through like 3. Cotton, Gus. Come here, Gus. He just knocks stuff over. He's up all night. He attacks Adam's foot in the bed. It's just a mess. He's a kitten. He's just a hot mess. So we're having to deal with that. I got him some toys to play with to keep him kind of occupied or engaged or whatever. He needs some more toys. I'm gonna have to go get him something to play with. We've been working on the house outside. I chopped down all the bushes outside the front of my house. I just got tired of them. They were like ginormous, so I chopped them all down. And we painted the front of the house. So we've been doing a lot. We even took a tree down that was falling down in the front of the house. So a lot of that stuff's been going on. I need to give the dogs a bath. We've got itchiness going on. But giving them a bath is like, it's like drama. Because one of them hates the bath and one of them likes it too much. This is what all the fighting's about. This ball right here. This one. This ball. This ball right here. Come here, Stitch Walker. This is the big baby right here. What I think is funny is no, sir, no yarn for you. What I think is funny is they kind of act like what they are. Stitch here is my better behaved, I mean, if you could say that, my better behaved animal. He's the oldest. He's like the oldest son. And then Gus is the baby. He's bad. Stitch and Lola are the ones you've seen right now, the dogs. They're French Bulldogs. Stitch is the oldest. Lola's now the middle child. She was the youngest. Henry, the cat, the gray cat, is the second to oldest. He's older than Lola, but not as old as Stitch is. So it goes Stitch, Henry, Lola, and Gus. Lola and Gus are crazy. And they're buddies. They're crazy. They're rolling, they're running around, they're growling, they're acting crazy, knocking stuff off, jumping. Stitch and Henry are chilling out, laying down. So I got 2 calm ones and 2 crazy butts. But I love them all. So and Stitch is having a little bit of problems with his tail right now. That's why if you saw me earlier, when I touched his back end, then I was like, ew, there's something on my hand. It wasn't like poop or anything. He's got a sore spot on his little nub that I've been treating, and it's got a little bit of blood on it where he's rubbing his butt on stuff. So I gave him some Benadryl earlier, and I put some hydrocortisone on him. He's just an itchy. He's got bad allergies. Poor baby. But yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. Lola's been good though. Her back's not giving her any trouble. And Henry and Gus, they're acting like buttholes to each other sometimes. But I wish I could get Gus to come over here, but he won't come over here because he's being obstinate. Hey, Cotton Gus. I call him Cotton Gus now because I refuse to just call him Cotton. His name's Cotton Gus. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. I'll show you everybody. He's gotten a little bigger. So this is Mr. Cotton. Or Gus. I prefer Gus. This is the troublemaker. He is very loving. He is not like Mr. Henry. Henry does not like to be held. He doesn't really like to be messed with. There we go. He wants to play with the dogs. So, yeah, this is Mr. Cotton Gus. The troublemaker, this person that knocks everything off all night, just stuff, you hear it. Ooh, that wasn't Gus. That was Stitch's butt running into the thing that's holding the camera. Anyway, I'm going to have to get off here so I can get to going with some stuff and corral some animals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, like I say every time, hopefully it won't be as long between now and the next video. We'll just see. I will hopefully take some footage when I go and do the crafts fair in December. So, yeah. So, hopefully you'll see that. I gotta clean up this house. It's a mess. It's just been a mess. Oh, this thing right here, I got off of Craigslist. It's a hat stand type of display thing, and I'm gonna put some scarves and stuff on it for the crafts fair. You can see there are already some hats and some scarves on it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah. Thank you guys for putting up with me while I'm kind of sickly and scatterbrained, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen that I've made, that, you know, you're just whatever, just ask me down in the comments. I try my best to get back with people as quickly as possible, and I will share with you whatever kind of pattern information that I have, or if it's a paid for pattern, I obviously can't tell you stuff. But any of those Addi things that I've made, if you want to know the rows or the length of something or whatnot, just ask me, I'll tell you. So, yeah. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.